Welcome to MUSGRO the farm. I love this name, by the way. It's a great name. A free demo for the game is coming out today on the 20th of November 2024, so don't hesitate to check out in the video description below for the Steam link. In this game, we're gonna plant crops, combine them into recipes, and then try to distribute them for sales, trade, and much more. It's one of those games that is easy to understand, but actually super hard to master. You really need to understand, how to optimize your logistic, but also to optimize your layouts and much more. And by the way, the full game is supposed to release in Q2 of 2025. So it's coming soon, and with the demo, you can expect around 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. I've actually already finished it, but I'm gonna re-show you, from start how to play with this game, and then we can also switch to my endgame save so you can see at the end of this demo. I'll also talk about some of the other things we can expect after the demo in the full game, so stay tuned for this. As always, this is not a sponsored video at all, but of course I did get a key early so I can show it to you before it releases later today. So big thanks to the developer for this. Okay, first thing I do want to mention before we dive into the actual game is in the setting you'll see that you can change the UI scale. I actually felt it was a bit small, so I personally increased it. Now, despite this being a demo, you're gonna see that we have a full tutorial. I'm gonna skip it over here, but even if I skipped, those tutorial guides, we have over here at the bottom the farming guide that will, get more and more pages into. We have also some missions. The first mission is to move the camera, to scroll, and you can scroll pretty quickly, pretty close, and also rotate. You can rotate like this and also like this. Now, again, I'm going to skip all of these, but we have a next mission, which is to plant a lettuce field and then connect the lettuce field to the road. So what is the game? Well, as you can see, we have a main road here. We have our main building. This is called the farm center. And we have also multiple other sort of tiles, right? In the demo, unfortunately, we will have access only to this one starting tile. But as you can expect, in the full game, you'll be able to buy more and more tiles and expand your farm. Then secondly, if you press 2, you will see over here multiple, vegetables, right? Here's a lot of different vegetables. I don't know, to be honest, if we're going to get more later on in the full game, but I can guarantee you that this is already quite a bit, because this is not just going to be about planting this. This is going to be really about making a lot of production chain based on all of those inputs, right? So let's get started with the first one. We're gonna make it very simple. We're gonna put it next to our main building. It is being built, right? And we have now, that farm. There's somebody working in the farm. You don't have to deal with, things like workforce. This is all about incremental growth. You can see over here my money. I have right now 200 in the bank, and I'm making 1.7 per second. Thanks to this farm level 1. What does that mean? Well, basically, every couple of seconds, there's a truck that's gonna pick up resources from the farm, and then there's another truck that's going to go and sell those resources to the global market, if you wish. Later on, there's also gonna be more kind of different markets, but for now, let's just say this is the global market. All right, so here it is, right? We move to 260 now, for example. And it is, the truck continues to come and bring more. But the key thing is, as I said, this is incremental growth. So what we are going to want is to increase the level of this farm. Right now it's a level 1. Let's spend $40 to make it a level 2. And then now my production increases, right? Then level 3, my production should increase again. It doesn't increase right away. Usually you need, a second to actually, the whole thing to improve, improve. But you can see now from 2.2, it moved to 3.2. Right? And we can go again to level 4. And again to level 5. Now we're at the maximum for this one. Right? We did unlock 2 new things. One is we unlocked the potential also of workers. So having more workers on the field. Right now only have 1. Right? And we've also unlocked a second sort of field over here, right? The arugula. So we can also make this one, press R to rotate it so that the road is aligned to the road. But yes, we're gonna want, and sorry, I didn't show you, but the arugula costed 2,000, right? So it used a lot of our resources. It costs more, but it's also gonna be sell for more, right? The lettuce costed 1.5, like 1,500. This one costs 2,000, but look at the sales price. We go from 4 to 7. So what you sort of want is obviously to move into those more expensive one. Then you want to also, spend some money to increase data level, right, as soon as you can. And then obviously, as I said, the second thing is also having more workers. So what happens is that a level increases, the production by a bit, the worker is going to double it. If I go from 1 to 2 workers, I double, my production. So it costs a lot more, but it's also really useful, right? So let's do the same on both, where we go to level 2, and therefore we double our production. And as you can see, we started like not so long ago, we were only making 3.2 per second, sorry. Now we're already making 92 per second, right? So it's quickly increasing. You may have also realized that we have over here 2 bars, a blue one and a green one. The blue one is called General XP. The green one is called Field XP. Basically, the more you sell, the more you produce, the more those things are going to go up. Especially the field one. The general one is the same thing, but it's going to, increase a bit slower. You can actually see that this is increasing 45 per second over here. This one is increasing 135 per second, right? So it's increasing quickly, and this one is actually almost already at, the end of the bar. What happened when we get to the end of the bar? Well, first we're going to finish this mission, great. But more importantly, we're going to get 1 point for the field tech tree. So there is a general tech tree, a field one, and there's actually others that are going to appear just after. But before, let me show you that indeed, this is the tech tree. You can see that some in the demo are blocked, but most of them are open. And actually, if you want to finish the demo, you will need to get all the way over here and also on some of the other trees. So we're going to have a couple of things. You can upgrade, or you can unlock some new productions. For example, here, the green beans and the pea pods. You can also get things like increasing the max level of fields, or increasing the speed or the number of workers, etc. So there's quite a lot over here that is great. And this is where strategy really starts to come into play, right? Do you move directly to the next one, which will cost more, but also will get you more money? Or do you try to first increase your number of fields? Right? To be honest, I can't tell you I've already min-maxed the whole thing, right? But it feels like getting this one that is sales price 11, probably a good idea. Let's do that one first. It's also the mission, by the way. But yeah, we have those 2 over here, and we actually have the money. So let's go for them. I'm gonna leave a bit of space in between. We could also put more workers, but look, the next worker is now, it's not 2,000, it's 10,000. So we're not really ready for that yet, right? But what we can definitely do is increase the level of these 2. If you press shift, by the way, it's going to upgrade to the max level that you can. In this case, spending 460 to go to level 5. Similarly, let's spend 1 worker and do the same over here. So again, it costs more money, right? But the workers don't cost more money. So that's interesting. As we continue to increase, especially I think as soon as this will update to have those 2 going, we should get even more money per second. We also want to get soon to the second level of the general tech tree. So I can show you what to do there. And by the way, I don't have to only have 1. If I want, I can also have multiple, right? Let's also start expanding this road for now, simple like this. But yeah, I can continue, sorry, what's the price? 12, yeah. We can continue and put a second one of this. Totally fine, no problem. That is not a problem at all. This will just make us more money. That's the concept. We have now 2 points, 1 for general, 1 for field. So in the case of general, what's the mission is unlocking buildings over here, okay? But again, there is others, for example, XP gain or trucks. So for example, saying, let's go for more XP gain, will give you obviously new points quicker, right? So that can be good to do very soon. But just because this is the mission, let's do the building first. So farm buildings, there is quite a few. And in particular, the first one is really important, is the cuttery. This is really your first production chain. We have with this also unlock a new tech tree. You can see the building ones. And again, there's quite a lot over here. And in terms of field, we could go for the cabbage. But look at this, the cabbage is a sales price of 12. So it's not that much. These ones were 11 for the green beans, right? So we're gonna keep it like this. Instead, we're gonna increase the field levels, because that way we can move from 5 to 10, right? And by the way, you can also see the improvement over here, right? So for example, over there, it says it's 24 per second. And if I upgrade to the next level, it's gonna add 3.3 per second. So all of these, you can see all of the math there, no problem. So So let's see. Yeah, let's upgrade one more and even go to one more workers, because look at this. Now it's 61. So again, we should increase this, no problem. I also had that one here. Let's go. Perfect. Let's spend all of our money. That I already showed you. I said shift to go to the maximum. Control is to move by 5. But most importantly, we have now the cutting or cuttery. It does cost 5,000, so I'm gonna have to wait a second. I say wait a second. Obviously, I could also create some of those new production, but look, they don't bring that much. In particular, sometimes you need to be careful, like the pea pods. This is only a sales price of 5. Not that interesting. The regular was already 7. It is for the good reason that, you know, this is going to be used in specific things. So, you know, they force you to have a low money maker, but then you transform it into something better. But anyway, yes, we need to get to 5,000. Could again upgrade my productions, but I'm not going to do it now so that I can just show you the cuttery. So cuttery is this building over here. And what's really cool is, you know, I can put it over here. But if I put it next to one of the farms, it's going to directly take the resources from the farm directly in the building without needing a truck. So that is something very powerful. These are green beans, right? Yes, green beans. So we need to cut green beans, they say. So let's do that. Here it is. By the way, another thing that now you're seeing is that this is full, right? You can see it is orange is not moving, it says 210 out of 220, it's full. So until a truck comes, it will not continue producing more. So you have to be careful with this. There is a way to make that better, is this, you can have more trucks or you can improve your truck, but we can't do that just yet. What I can do is again go over here into the cuttery and chop my green beans. I can also chop the lettuce, but first let's start with this one. Now, what's really important is, you know, sort of why would you do this? Well, you want to do this because it's going to improve the value. It's as simple as this. Right? If I look at this one, right, the green beans is 11, right? Sales price of 11. The chopped green beans is 33. So that is obviously better, right? You want to move and do this. It does take, of course, a building, but it will make you more money. So we're starting to make some, and then, you know, we're going to start selling it. I can also check, you know, if I want for the lettuce. So this one is 4, this one moves to 16, all right? So super good to do that. Let's put another cuttery over here on that side. We have unlocked, by the way, it seems also another point here. That's great. We could go into the cabbage, or we could increase even further my fields, right? Why not? Why not? Okay, so here it is. This, we're starting to make some. We've made 15, and when this one gets, you know, to the end here, that will be 30. To get it there, we can improve the level. All right, so let's go. Let's start improving the level to the max. Let's put another worker too, so we increase significantly, you know, the output, especially given that we have good input. That's great. As I mentioned, you know, we do want to do truck upgrade. This will require a point over here, but we can do it. Here it is. Truck leveling. Let's do this. So now I can go into a couple of places we'll have trucks. But first, let me put the lettuce here. Go to the max. Up, perfect. So the key truck I want to upgrade first is my farm center, because this is the truck that goes to all of the farms, and we've seen that some of them were full, right? So let's upgrade him. We can spend some money as always to do this. Finish this, all right, skip that. So we can upgrade it right now to level 5, and it can transform more per, you know, per trip, obviously, right? So that is good. This is a collecting truck, right? So it collects resources from the field. Then we have also the sell truck. This is the one that sells out, you know, to the global market. And because there's also storage for my farm. Right now it's pretty low, only 450 out of the 10,000. So it's not going to be full anytime soon, but at some point it could. And especially now that we've increased, you know, the collecting truck, it's good to also increase a bit your sell truck. Make sure that you sell everything that you're making so that you make more money. As simple as this. We have now two objectives. One is to produce simple soup vegetable. That's actually, I think, the final objective. Sorry, my bad. Forgot about this. This is the final objective of the demo. You can see we're talking about 50 million of building XP, 30 million of general XP for finishing it, 5 million of money. So yeah, we're not gonna do that one right away. What we do want to do is to rank up, because if you see, it says rank A for this building, right? For all of the building right now, they want rank A. We're gonna be able to make them rank up. So what does that mean? Well, give me a second to get there. The rank up is all the way over here. It requires 6 points in general tree, a max field level 3, and compost building. So it requires a couple of things. In this over here, it's pretty simple. Right now, I cannot do anything except XP gain. But even if I could, to be honest, I would do that, because as I said before, the more points you put this early, the more points you're going to get. So that is, you know, a good virtuous circle. We have similarly over here a couple of new things. We could unlock the cabbage, we could unlock the carrot, and look at this, a carrot sales price of 20, celery 21, and if you cut them, it's going to be even more. It doesn't actually show, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more. But you could also finish upgrading your field or increasing the harvest field. This is basically a 10% increase in your money as long as you have trucks. So that's not bad, right? But yeah, maybe let's do that first, actually. Sorry, my bad. Okay, and it's probably also a good time for me to start expanding this a bit offline, and I'll see you in a second when we're a bit more ready to do more and for me to show you more. Here it is, listeners, maybe 10 minutes later also, and I haven't like expanded like crazy, but there's definitely a couple of new things we're gonna talk about. And most importantly, I mean, you may remember we started with like making less than $2 per second. Then I think we ended, you know, the last part before the time lapse around like 600 per second. Now we had 3000 per second. So you grow more and more, obviously. We have also a number of, you know, research that have been done. We have also new buildings. We have, for example, over here, quite a big one. This is your compost area. I'm starting to make compost. And this is an interesting layout where, you know, I'm putting some cutteries directly next to the compost. So the compost actually flows directly into this building. We have a special recipe here. It's not the normal cutting that we've done in the past. This is a cutting that's providing two things. For example, for the baby carrots, right, it's taking carrot, it's creating baby carrots, but it's also creating organic waste. We have a similar one here for the shell peas, right, it's going to create peas and organic waste. So we're taking, you know, the carrots from here, but as you may have seen, the carrots, there, you know, there's a rod here, right? Like there is it's blocked, right? So it's not as those ones where the carrots or, you know, what was it? The green beans here were flowing directly into these cutteries. No, in this case, we're gonna need a truck. So in all cutteries and many buildings, you're gonna have a tab here for input trucks where you can actually get, you know, trucks. Let's increase that, by the way. So you can get a truck dedicated for this cuttery. So obviously this truck here, as you can see, is going basically in front, trying to get carrots in front, bring them back. So that's pretty easy, right? One truck is usually enough for this type of production, but it's taking them here, bringing them there. There is a lot of carrots in these. Look over here, yeah, there's tons of carrots. It is mainly because it's quite far from, you know, my farm center, and I still have only one truck. I did upgrade it to level 10, but it's still only one. So, you know, it is basically not part of its optimization to go that far. But, or, you know, not often. You can see here, it just came to get this one. So that's good, but it's not going to come often unless we start and we do, for example, this one, additional trucks to get one more trucks in each of my building, or we are also road maintenance to increase the speed. But what I want to show you now is the rank up, because that's really a key thing in the game. As I mentioned before, you know, most of my building, or all of my building right now, they are in rank A, right? But you can actually move them up to rank B and then C, etc. What will happen? Well, if I take, you know, this field over here and I move it to the next rank, it's going to actually reset to level 0 instead of 20. It's gonna, or level 1. It's gonna go back to level 1. So the production will decrease, right? But it will be a better field. So that means that if I go back then to level 20, it's going to be way better. I think they say something like the rank B, level 7, is equivalent to a rank A, level 20. So obviously a level 20 or rank B is way better than a rank A 20. There is one small thing though, is that a field like this, when you put it up, you need to change a new crop. If you keep the same crop, it's gonna lose a lot of its productivity. Right? It is crop rotation basically. So I need to change it to something else. In this case, where's my corn? Oh, corn costs 1.6 million. Wow, that's a lot. I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't make it in the previous game, but anyway, let's move more example to this one. It's fine. Let's confirm. So now it's gonna upgrade to the next level if it gets 150 of compost, which is one of the reasons why you'd want to have the compost there. This truck is bringing it. It's gonna take a second to get there, but yeah, we're making compost and we're gonna upgrade this to the next level. In the meantime, maybe I should just put another celery here. Otherwise, this guy has no celery left for him. So yeah, I showed you that we can do compost. We can also have input truck for pretty much most of the buildings that are going to get some inputs. And we've also unlocked over here something else, a packager. So packager is going to start transforming, some of our productions into something even better. Looking at here, we also have access. So the packager, over here, there's going to be better ones in the future, like the salad kitchen or the soup kitchen too. We have then storage. I didn't show you storage, but it's storage that's going to be really important, especially when we start having more than one field, because you're going to want to centralize production of something, then send it somewhere else. But yeah, let me show. So first, let me upgrade this quickly. Up. And we've crossed 1 million, by the way. And here, this is a packager. So packager, it's going to take usually a couple of different things and make it into something else. So for example, we have the coleslaw mix. It's going to take a bit of shredded cabbage, shredded red cabbage, and shredded carrots to make a coleslaw mix, which sells obviously a lot more, right? I mean, this one was what, 36? This is 280. If we look at the corn, we can take corn, which sells at 100, and we're going to sell it at 125. And same for this one, right? So this is definitely going to be becoming more and more important in the future. We have more points, right? So we can continue to upgrade more things, more and more and more and more. Same for the buildings, right? As I said, getting more. We have improved the processing speed. We can get more workers. Same in general, right? I've increased the work speed. There is one that I didn't show you, which is the logistics. You can have more controls over, what's going to be prioritized by your trucks and things like this. So that's also very good. But I think it's a good time for me to jump, to sort of the end when I've upgraded a few more things. So I'll show you a bit more of the end game of this demo. So there is no more mission over here because I've completed the last one, which was to actually create this soup over here, this simple soup vegetable that is using quite a lot of things. As you can see, it's going to require corn, it's going to require peas, chopped green beans, diced potatoes, aromatic vegetables, which is already 4 things into one, and then the vegetable broth, which is also multiple things into one. You can see it over here. It's taking 3 things over here: the kale, the parsley, the thyme, and also tomato paste. And all of these, it's a production chain, right? For example, just the corn, you have the corn cobs farm over here, but then you transform into corns. Or the tomato paste, right? It is actually, you take tomatoes, then you chop them into this cuttery, and then you can put them into your tomato paste, right? So yeah, there's definitely more over here. Again, I didn't go crazy in covering the whole map. And in particular, I think it'd be great to have in the future, access to more tiles. And this is part, you can even see it. I don't remember which one it is. Maybe the general one. Yeah, farm expansion, right? You can get more and more plots of land for sure. So that is totally feasible. There is one more tab over here too, which is the business. So with this building over here, the business center, you can start having contracts. Those contracts is, you try to sell a specific resource, right? And you get some contract points. You get also a bonus. Sometimes it is a bonus on your XP. Sometimes it's a bonus on money, right? So always great, but yeah, you do those contracts. MUSGRO farm. I have to say I had tons of fun playing this demo. I think the balance could be slightly improved. Like at the beginning, it was a bit slow. And also I feel like they could help you a bit better to understand things like logistics and some of the contracts. But all in all, for a game that is coming out not right now, right? They're saying Q2 of 2025. I think this game already has a lot. It is obviously not a Manor Lord, level of beautifulness. This is, still 3D, but it's simple 3D, right? Sort of poly in a sense. But but I had tons of fun. I think, you know, the core mechanics are really good. I like this concept of rank up, that you have to then rotate the crops. There's definitely, you know, the trucks you're gonna have to deal with, logistics of the trucks, and much more. I think especially when you start unlocking multiple tiles, that you're gonna get into layouts, right? You need to have probably very efficient layouts where you have this whole tile here dedicated, for example, to carrots, and then this whole one here dedicated to something else, and then you bring them together here into a lot of packager, and then you sell all of this, right, on the market. So yeah, I think this game has a lot of potential. I'm definitely keen to see the full release. A big thanks again to the developer for sharing this, because this one was not at all on my radar. There's a lot of game out there, and so if you don't share them with me, sometimes I will miss them for sure. I would love to hear all of your thoughts, you know, in the comments below. Are you interested with this one or not? Share your thoughts with the developer, because I know he is going to look at this video. So thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.